I'm with Jim Rollo from State Farm Insurance, and today we're talking about something that is beyond insurance. Jim, you know, when somebody buys a house, I see a lot of people come in, even in their 50s, they'll buy a McMansion, you know, like they're at the top of their income, and they buy something big, and 5 minutes later, their kids are all grown up.
Right, yeah.
And I think a lot of people are experiencing that now. And you know, I'm wondering, you know, like you have an insurance on your house, and you have life insurance, of course. If somebody dies, they have life insurance.
Yes.
What do you do? I mean, if you know, your spouse dies and your income is halved, you know, like what do you do in that case?
Right.
And, you know,
yeah. So I mean, what are the scenarios? Well, you mentioned one, like someone dies prematurely,
right?
Or even if you're already retired, we have a lot of folks, as you say, are retired. They have a mortgage, and one of the spouses dies, and suddenly the retirement income has been dropped, right? It's affected, it's cut. So having a life insurance policy, which typically is going to be a whole life policy, not a term policy, because it's going to be enforced no matter when they die. So that spouse now who's surviving, even though they don't have that income, they do have a death benefit, tax-free, that's paid to them, that they now have access to that money to live on.
Right.
That can be critical for them. The other thing we see is somebody has a mortgage, one of the spouses becomes ill, has to go into a nursing home, and they don't have long-term care insurance. Now they can start writing a check for $7,000, $8,000 a month to a nursing home.
Whoa.
And in the absence of long-term care insurance, that's a huge expense.
And then the nursing home will go after the equity in the house at that point.
I mean, the person's going to have to self-pay until they spend down their assets to a certain level. Right. That's just unavoidable. So that's an issue. The premature death is an issue, and retirement.
But you need a plan. I mean,
you
really need a plan.
That's at the end of the day, people are living longer. As you say, people have mortgages. So the real key is to have a retirement plan, have more money saved, because the likelihood is you're going to live longer in retirement. Many people live into their 90s. Many people live over 100.
And you're going to want to play golf.
And you're going to want to play golf and be able to pay the greens fees, right? And have a cart, hopefully, drive the cart.
And a cart.
Right? So having a retirement plan, saving more money for retirement, starting to save sooner, and saving more, because you're going to need more money in retirement, that is critical.
So what's the plan?
What's the plan? Well, that's one of the things that we specialize in here is retirement planning.
Oh, okay.
So a
lot of people don't know that, you know.
Well,
I think it's just an insurance company.
I understand that, yeah, and that's what says insurance and financial services, right? Okay. The financial services part is that we do retirement planning. So we help individuals and business owners, because we do 401ks, simple IRAs for businesses as well.
Okay.
And then we help the individuals on a one-on-one basis to plan for retirement and think ahead and save proactively for the future.
So how do you know how much money you need to save? And
we have a retirement calculator that we walk through with people. Typically, we're looking at having them anticipate a need of 70 to 80% of their pre-retirement income that they're going to want to be able to live on in retirement. And we help them see how many years they can expect to live in retirement and how much money do they need to save. Only about 40% of Americans have actually gone through that calculation, which tells you 60% of the folks in our country haven't even sat down and really looked at the numbers to say, everybody has a dream, I'm going to retire. But what's it really going to take? How much money do I really have to have saved in order to retire and not alter my lifestyle to the point where I say, well, now I have to go get a part-time or a full-time job because it's not what I thought it would be.
Right.
So that's what we do.
So somebody can just call your office and say, I want you to plug in my numbers into your retirement formula and tell me what I got to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And that's a big part of what we do, is help people plan for retirement.
So you ask the right questions, they give you the answers, you can give them the plan.
We show them the number and help them figure out how to get there.
All right. Well, Jim, we all need a plan.
Stuff. Yes, we do. All right. Thanks, John.
Appreciate
it.